Yes, good afternoon, Indra and Dipanshu. Have you started writing the question answers of the first chapter, which are the assignment which I've given to you? Indra and Dipanshu, have you started writing your question answers which I've given to you for the first chapter? Okay. Indra, yes, sir. Okay. Try to complete and send it to me. Dipanshu has not started yet, I think so. Okay, so please Dipanshu start writing those question answers and try to submit it to me as soon as possible, because if you make late, you will be late, you will lag behind. Okay, so fast do it and submit it. Okay, students, I'm starting with today's class. Good afternoon, everyone, those who are present here. Now, up till yesterday, you have done what are the sources, how you will collect the primary data. Okay, now okay, Indra, you can submit it. Okay, in Google Classroom, you will submit it. Okay, okay. Now listen about today's class. Now, up till yesterday, we have done how you will collect the primary data, and all these are the methods I have told you yesterday in yesterday's class. So for today, how to collect the secondary data, what methods you will use to collect this secondary data, you will know today in this class. So there are two sources to collect this secondary data. Here see, I have written for you published source and unpublished source. Now under published source there are many things: government publications, publications of internal bodies, semi-official publications, report of committee and commissions, private publications. Under private publications there are journals, newspapers, research institutions, professionals, trade policies, annual report of joint stock companies, articles, market reviews and reports. Okay, so all these are all the underlying under the published sources. Okay, now what is the difference between a published and the unpublished? Published means which data are being published, coming in front of the people, and unpublished means the data which are not coming in front of the people, front of the society, front of the country, front of the region, anywhere. Now we will come to it separately with this published and unpublished sources from your book. See, under public sources, first coming to the government publications, what it is telling. Government organizations and departments of central and state government publish current information along with statistical facts on different topics. It is a reliable source of information. Notable examples of such publications are Annual Survey of Industries, Indian Trade Journal, Agricultural Statistics of India, RBI, Bulletin, Labor Gazette, etc. So, from government institution, the data which you get from government institution, government organization, government office, those are known as government publications. Okay, and since it is being provided by government, they are reliable, means you can rely on it, keep a trust on it. Yes, whatever the government has provided us is correct, it is not bad or it is not wrong. So since it is from government departments, the data you are getting, it can be told that it is a reliable sources, reliable informations which you have got. For example, if any data you have received from RBI, our central bank, no, RBI, father of all commercial banks, as central bank, which is RBI of India, it is RBI. Now any data you receive from RBI, you will be very much trustworthy about this RBI, that yes, this RBI cannot provide you some wrong information, some wrong data. They will provide you a good and reliable data. That much trust you have. Now where this trust came upon in your mind? Because this is all our government sectors. Okay, now next come your semi-government publications. Municipalities and metropolitan councils publish information regarding health, birth, death, education, sanitation, etc. This source of data is reliable in nature and is fairly used. Now, semi-government publications, semi-government, not total, semi. Who are those semi-government? Municipality, MNC, Asansol Municipal Corporation, then metropolitan councils. There in Asansol there are many councils. Okay, those councils, the this what is the work of this semi government? They provide data related death, birth, education, sanitation, etc. All these matters, they provide relevant data. Now these data are very much, not every time it is needed. Okay, they are fairly used, not every time it is used. Sometime when it is required, then only it is used. And since semi government, this municipality, metropolitans are all are semi government, we can rely on them also. Okay, third comes here reports of committees and commissions. Various committees and commissions are appointed by central and the state governments for case studies and suggestions. Such bodies sometimes publish their work and findings. Some of the reports are report of the tariff commissions, Patel committee report, report of the planning commission, etc. Now, sometimes data are provided by committees and commissions. These are also some important body, and this upon this data also you can rely, because planning, whatever planning commissions is providing, okay, whatever this tariff commission is providing related to the reports, by a case study, by a report only they provide these data to you. You can rely on them also. So reports of committees and commissions. Next come publications of international organizations. International statistics from official publications of different international organizations like UNO, ILO, IMF, World Bank, etc. are a source of published secondary data. Now, if you want to know about financial matter and anything related to the money related things, and if you want data from World Bank, the World Bank will provide you secondary data to you. And since IMF, full form of IMF, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, okay, United Nations Organization, Indian International Labor Organization, all this from these institutions you United Nations or you can get relevant informations or data depending your matter. ILO, International Labor Organization, from labor related matters you can get. IMF, Monetary Fund, money related matters data if you want you can get. World Bank, also from World Bank, if you want some monetary related data you can get from there. Okay, so these are all the secondary data provided from these international organizations. And students, these organizations provide you data which is very much reliable and very much true, not false, not bias data or information they will provide you. All will provide you. Since you are doing a published sources, means this all the data whichever these sources will provide to you will be all liable and will be all trustworthy. They are not false. Okay, next, publication of research institution. Yes, some research institutions also provide you some data about some information. What are those? There are a large number of organizations doing research on various subjects. Foundation of Scientific and Economic Research and the National Council of Applied Economic Research are examples of such institutions. So related to the scientific matters, related to the economic matters, if you go to some research institution to know the data, these research institutions will provide you with the suitable data whatever you want. Okay, next comes your publications of trade institutions. Nowadays, trade institutions have their research and statistical divisions which collect and publish data. For example, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce, Institute of Chartered Accountants, Bombay Mill Owners Association, etc. So trade, what is trade, students? Trade is buying and selling of goods and services from foreign country to and from foreign country. Means trade means purchase and sale between two countries. For example, if India and foreign, okay, America or India or foreign, for example Britain, India and Britain are doing a trade between themselves. Means some goods and services are being moving to and fro from Britain to India and India to Britain in a form of purchase and sales. So if you want some data or information related to trade, you can see from this trade is whatever data this trade institution will provide, you can get those data from there. For example, some institution name has been given here: Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce, Institute of Chartered Accountants, Bombay Mill Owners Association, etc. all this. Next comes the simplest way of gathering or knowing the data are journals and newspapers. Journals, example, Monthly Statistics of Trade, Journal of Ministry, Industry and Trade. Newspaper like Economic Times regularly collect and furnish data on various topics. Now journals, newspapers, all this every day they collect data and they provide us with updated data to us. Okay, so from here also, from newspaper Economics Times also you can gather data. From journal, in the Journal of Industry and Trade, you can gather data, take data. And last, annual reports of joint stock companies. These are useful for procuring statistical data. These are published by companies annually. So joint stock companies, there are many joint stock companies. Okay, so from there also about the no, from there you cannot collect data. They provide some report annually. Means in a year, annual basis, they provide some report every year, and from those report you can able to get those datas whatever you want. Okay, so these are all the published sources. Now there are some unpublished sources I have told. Now what are these unpublished sources or data? Sometimes research scholars, universities, trade institutions and labor bureaus collect data but do not publish it. Such data are generally for self-use or office record. This unpublished data can be used as secondary data. So sometimes institutes like universities, institutions, research scholars, etc., they gather some data for their own purpose. They do not gather data for to publish it. Now if you want those office records to be taken, you can take from there, but they do not publish it. They do not put the data which they have collected in front of all, in front of the country, in front of all people or the citizen in a country. But if a particular candidate, if a particular person, if a particular citizen of India wants to know data related to this, they can approach them and they can collect data. This is the total map of your primary data collection and your secondary data collection, which I've explained. Now, after doing this primary data collection and secondary data collection, we will come to the last topic of this chapter, which is the limitations and precautions of secondary. Limitation means some disadvantages of secondary data. There are some disadvantages of secondary data. We have to see those problems. There are some problems of secondary data. We have to observe those problems. Then what precautions to be taken to solve those problems? So limitations and side by side the precautions. Okay, so limitations of secondary data. As secondary data are collected by others, need to be altered to suit the objectivity of the study. Investigators should use the secondary data with full precautions and should not accept them without adjustment, as they may be suffering from following limitations. Now what is telling here? It is telling that since secondary data are collected from others, yes, exactly, secondary data are collected from others, so it should be seen that those data which the other people has collected is proper or not, or whether it is fulfilling your objectivity or not, objective, your aim, whatever you want, you are getting those data from there or not. And before publishing or before doing work with the help of those data, you should do what? You should be adjusted, you should adjust those data in a proper manner before using them. Before, since not before, since other people has gathered those, other people has collected those, there may be this data may be suffering some problem, suffering some correction. Okay, so you should correct before using these data, secondary data, you should correct those data. So what are those limitation or problems the secondary data suffer? See students, first problem, these may not have been collected by proper statistical techniques. Yes, since you have not collected this data by going to the area, some other people has done, so you don't know whether that person has collected those data in a proper statistical techniques way or not, in a proper manner or not, in a proper making a proper questionnaire, then they are getting those answers or not, you don't know. It may lag behind of it. Second, this may not be suitable for the concerned inquiry. Yes, you want something but you have got data related to some other matter, may possible. You want the data of birth in a particular area, how much small babies have taken born in a particular area, are born in particular area. You have given a work to some people, but that person, instead of asking about the people those who have born, he has switched over to the how many people has got married in that family. So will you get a proper data from that person? You want to know how many babies have born in that area, but that person has collected how many marriage has been occurred, how many boys and girls are married in that particular area. That person has gathered data related to that. So you will be lacking behind. Third, these may not relate to the present times. Yes, that person who has collected data may not be of real, may not be of the present, suiting the suitable for the present time. Okay, this may not have been collected according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, accurately, efficiently, properly. What is the guarantee that the person who has collected the data, that data is, he has maintained all these things? There is no guarantee. He may not. this may be biased and hence not reliable. Biased means biased means not proper. Okay, this may be a by assumption here. You have given a work to some other person, okay, to collect the data, but that person has sees that, okay, the person who has given me this work, he is not at my backside, so let me do whatever I want. Let me by assumption only put these data and provide him. This may be done. So it is not by, it is a by, it may be biased. Now these are all the problems of secondary data. So what should be the precautions of using this secondary data? You can use, but you should use secondary data. Irrespective of this secondary data having problem, you have to use. There may be situation you are not getting primary data, you have to use then secondary data. So before using this secondary data, what things should be done? First, competency of the collecting agency. The data should be used only if these are collected by reliable, impartial and competent agency. So what the first thing you will see whenever you collect data from some other person, that person is a reliable person or not, that person is a good person or not, that person is can able to do this work very nicely or not, has the capability to do this work very nicely. These things first you have to judge. What the second thing you have to judge? Suitability of objective. Data should be used only if the objective of the study as undertaken earlier matches with the objective and the scope of the current statistical. Second, you have to see whatever you want, that thing is only there in the data or not. Means I want birth rate, percentage of birth taken place in some particular area, and the person who has done the work for me is having also that the statistical inquiry, the data collection is also related to the birth only. You have to match this too. Third, method of collection. The method of data collection used by the original investigator should match the nature of present statistical inquiry. Yes, what method, whatever method I want, that method only that investigator has used or not, it is my foremost duty to see that whether it has been done, whether the method which I have told, that method only that person has used, that thing also the matter of the investigator to look into. Fourth, conditions of collections. The investigator should study conditions of investigation. For instance, data collected during times of war may not be suitable to study an inquiry during times of peace. So what the conditions of collection means? Some data I have told about some I have told person A, example I am giving, listen. Person A collect death rate of this particular area. Now that person has collected death rate when war was going on at that time. Okay, and I want death rate when the normal situation of that country is going on. So this will match death rate of war time and death rate of normal time when there is peace. This will match? I don't think so it will match, because what time the death rate will be higher compared to the peace and normal time. So we have to see the condition of collection, when, in which condition this collection has been made. And the last but not the least, accuracy of data should also be kept in mind. If the available data do not possess required level of accuracy, then such data should not be used. Very, very important accurate. Okay, the data which the investigator has collected is totally accurate or not, it is the foremost duty of the investigator to look into that matter before using any secondary data. If the data are accurate, you can use it. So what are the precautions? First of all, it has to see whether the collecting agency is proper or not, objective whether it is suiting or not, method of collection, which method has been used by the investigator or not, conditions of collection, what during which condition this collection has been made, last, accuracy, whether the data provided are accurate or not. So this thing, see, primary source does not face any limitations because you yourself going to collect data, but secondary data has limitations. Why? Because it will be taken from some other portion, it will be taken from some other situation, other person, not situation, other person. It is not primarily, it is not the work which is done by you, it is the work done by others. Okay, so here we are completing about the second chapter. So the in study material and the question answers I will be giving it to you in Google Classroom. So if your friends, if you see that some friends of yours only has not joined the Google Classroom, students, please start joining the Google Classroom because you are lacking behind with your notes. And please students, whatever notes, whatever assignments I'm giving to you, try to solve it out. Okay, so Saturday Sunday is a holiday, I think so, for you all. I will be sending you some assignments related to this chapter. I'll be providing you the study material of this chapter. Okay, and of this chapter, and plus the questions also I will send it to you. Your work is to write the questions and answers, show to me, so that I can able to rectify you that what type of answers you should write for the questions. If it is okay, it's okay, no problem about it. But if it is problem is there in your answer, I will rectify you because you are the starting, 11 is the starting of your commerce. So okay, be careful about it. Try to cooperate with the teachers, all teachers, not me only, all the subject teachers. We will help you definitely. Okay, and the first chapter, second chapter of micro, I will be sending you in the Google Classroom also. Those who have not got those who have not got that time, they have not got the admission, so they for example Indra only, I think so, micro chapter introduction, chapter notes and consumer behavior chapter notes, and those question answers you have not got, I'll be sending it in the Google Classroom in a PDF manner so that you can able to go through those notes and the question answers thoroughly. Okay, so thank you everyone, and once again, good afternoon to you all.